All right, so welcome to number 17 on the 2014 grade 7 SOL test. They're giving us a image here, the length of a rectangular prism, and they tell us that that length is 6 inches long. And they're saying that the length of this prism is multiplied by a scale factor of 1/2 to create a rectangular prism B. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangular prism B. Now, since rectangular prism B is going to be a scale factor of 1/2 of rectangular prism A, it stands to reason, as far as the length of it is 1/2 anyway, it stands to reason then that it would be smaller than this. And so if the length of this rectangular prism, this is rectangular prism B, is half of the length of this one, then it makes sense that the length of this one would have a measure 3 inches. So it goes on to ask us, the volume of rectangular prism B is what? So the volume of this prism, this new prism that we just created, is it 2 times the volume of our original prism? Well, if it got smaller, does it make sense that its volume got bigger? In other words, increased 2 times? That doesn't make sense. So let's toss out answer A and also answer B, because it says that the volume of rectangular prism B is 3 times the volume of rectangular prism A. That's impossible. Since this is a bigger prism than this, it stands to reason its volume would be bigger. So that doesn't make sense either. So now just we have answers C and D. And if we think about it for a second, if this prism is half as long as this prism, then you literally would take this original prism and sort of just cut it in half, meaning you'd have half the amount of space to put stuff in, telling you that it would be half the volume of the original rectangular prism. So answer D is the only logical answer. Now there's actually another way we could go about this. We could go ahead and create some measurements here. So we could say that this one is 6 inches long, and we could say it's 3 inches tall, or 3 inches long, 6 inches long, 3 inches wide, or high, and 3 inches wide. And this one is only 3 inches long versus 6. And then we can also stick with the 3 inches high and the 3 inches wide. So it's exactly the same as the original. It's just half the length. And then we could see what the volume of this figure is by multiplying the dimensions, length times width times height, or length times width times height. And in this example, 3 times 3 is 9, times the 6 would give us a volume of 54 cubic inches. Whereas in this one, we'd have 3 times 3, that's 9, times 3 again, that gives us 27 cubic inches, which compared to this one is exactly half. So if we plug in actual numbers to determine whether or how our new rectangular prism B relates to the original 1A, it also shows us that it should have half the volume of the original, 27 compared to 54. No matter what numbers we plug in, it'll yield that same 1-to-2 ratio. All right, I hope this clears up any volume questions you might have for this test. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.